Hi guys, welcome to my walkthrough on how to compile for CSGO. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is download about a few programs. First one we need is GCFscape. Second one is Crowbar. Third one is the Source Counter-Strike Go SDK. In order to get that, what you want to do is you want to go to your Steam library. You want to go over to all tools here. Make sure tools is selected, and then download the SDK. Now what you want to do is, the last thing we want to do is download VTF-Edit. And sorry, there's one more thing we need to download, and it's Notepad++. I'll include links in the walkthrough, so don't worry about that. Okay, so once that's done, what we want to do is we want to browse to our Counter-Strike Global Offensive folder. In order to do that, what we want to do is go to Steam, go to Library, make sure Counter-Strike Global Offensive is installed, right-click, Properties, Local Files, Browse Local Files. Now what we want to do is go to our Counter-Strike Global CSGO folder and scroll all the way down until we see the pack 01 dir and open that up with GCFscape. Now what we want to do is create a new folder on the desktop called frag, and within that folder we're going to create a new folder called uncompiled. And we're also going to create a new folder called Decompiled. Okay, once that's done, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Models, and I'm going to be compiling for a grenade, so it's different for every thing, but it's very similar for everything. So this is just a general guideline on how to do it. So what I'm going to do is click Models, and I'm going to click Weapons, and I'm going to scroll down to the grenade folder file. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these files here, and these 4 files here, and I'm going to click and drag them into my uncompiled folder. If anything, just make sure the MDL file is extracted. Once that's done, just close GCFscape, and what we're going to do is we're going to open up Crowbar. We're going to make sure we go to the Decompile tab. We're going to go Browse, and we're going to browse to our frag grenade folder that we extracted the model file to, and we're going to select the frag grenade. Now what we're going to do is we're going to browse to our frag grenade folder again, and then go to uncompiled or decompiled and click select. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click decompile. And what you'll have in the decompiled folder is 3 files. You'll have some animations, a QC file, and an SMD file. What we want to do is we want to open this SMD file into a 3D program of your choice. I'm going to be using 3ds Max because it's easy, but you can use Blender if you'd like. Now, I'm going to go File, Import, and I'm going to import my SMD file. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to also import a model that I made recently. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how all of these are different files, or different selections. I'm going to go ahead and make it one selection. I'm just going to be lazy, and I'm just going to right click and attach it. Or I guess I can't do that, so I'm going to basically just link them together. On the left here, basically left click and drag into the object that I want it to link it to. Now what I'm going to do is take the camera and the light and delete them because we don't need that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this file here, this model, and I'm going to bring it down to the grenade here. It's pretty straightforward. Just going to center that to object. Let's make that a bit bigger. Okay, once that's done, what we're going to do is we're going to select the model, the original model, which is the grenade, and we're just going to delete it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to select a bone, any bone. I like selecting the pin. And what that'll do is that'll unhide everything. And what we want to do is we want to take the model file here on the left. We want to left click and drag it over v_weapon parent. And what that'll do is that'll take this model and we'll link it to the animations. Once we're done, we're done here. So what we're going to do is we're going to file export, and we're going to go over to Frag Grenade, decompiled, and we're going to save over the file that we opened, and click save. Once that's done, we're done with 3ds Max. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up this QC file right here that's in the decompiled folder with Notepad. And what we're going to do is we're going to go down to this line where it says CD materials EQ grenades, and we're going to change it to anything. But remember that file location for later. So I'm going to name it Taco. And what we're going to do now is we're also going to see this where it says model name weapons VEQ grenade MDL. What we're going to do is we're going to copy VEQ and Frag Grenade without the MDL. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click save. Okay, now that's done. We're going to open up Crowbar again. Click over to the Compile tab. Browse over to the QC file. And make sure that your Steam, it should output it to your Counter-Strike Global Offensive directory. What we're going to do is we're going to leave all of this default. We're going to make sure Counter-Strike Global Offensive is selected, and we're going to click compile. And everything should be done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our CSGO directory. We're going to go over to our pack01dir file. We're going to right click, open it with Notepad++. And remember that line I told you to copy? You press Ctrl H, and it'll bring up this panel here. Press and just paste it into the find what, and replace it with anything. I like to just change the number, but you can do it with, you can put anything you want in there, as long as it's not EQ Frag Grenade. And press replace all. And in this case, I got 4 occurrences that were replaced. You should have the same. Now what we're going to do is we're going to remember to save this. We're going to go File, Save, and that'll overwrite the pack01dir. So once that's done, our model is compiled. So in order to test that, what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our Steam library. We're going to go to Games. We're going to go to the SDK. Model Viewer. Let it load. We're going to go load model, weapons, and look for V_EQ grenade. And there you go, our model is compiled. Now we don't have materials compiled yet, so I'm going to be going ahead and showing you how to do that right now. So what we want to do is we want to open up VTF Edit. We want to go to File, Import, and go over to the texture file that you made for your model. Import that in. And then go File, Save As, and put it in your CSGO directory. Materials, Models, Weapons, V-Models. And you know how I remember how I showed you the QC file? Right here. CD Materials, V-Models, Taco. Make sure you want to create a folder in this directory here with that says Taco. And then what you want to do is go to VTF Edit. try that again. And just name it the same name as the texture file that you made. In this case, it's trying to export it. So let's try that again. Base. And we're done with that. Now the last thing we need to do is we need to create a file that links, that tells the CSGO where to get the material file from. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to VTF edit again. We're going to go File, New, and we're going to paste it in this little code here that I'll include. And what we're going to do is make sure Rife, this says taco, this says base. Now we're going to click Save. And we're going to save it as base. There. Now, once everything's done, what we should see is the material will be loaded into our... And that's the process on how to load materials onto your models. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day.